There you go. Apologize, I should have thought about that earlier. So gave my journey, born in India, raised in North Africa, did my schooling, undergrad in India. And in 2001, I came to US to go to graduate school to do my master's in MIS, Information Systems. But when I was in India, when I was doing my BCom, I was a clueless kid. I had no idea what I was doing. And at that time, my mom, she's an interior designer, and I would just accompany her, go on different projects, do different things. And it's funny, I still remember, it's about 20, 25 years back. I was with her at a project and somebody asked me, so you're doing BCom, beta, uske baad kya karne wale ho? And I said, I have no idea. And then I asked my mom, next time somebody asked me the question, what should I say? He said, I think, Kunal, being BCom, next step probably would be for you to do MBA. I said, oh, I got my answer. So next time somebody asked me, I said, I know what I'm going to be doing. And I said, well, ma'am, I'm going to be doing MBA. Follow-up question she asked me, MBA, what are you going to specialize in? But that was a curveball. Being a clueless kid, I did not even know at that point of time that there's something called MBA and then you have to specialize. So again, I was happy-go-lucky, was not as motivated as I am today. But that was a journey that I lived on for the last 20, 25 years. And coming to America completely transitioned the way I thought and the way I operated. So I came to US and I came here to go to graduate school and I live in Houston, Texas. My professional career started with a consulting company, Deloitte and Touche. This company is one of the largest consulting companies in the world. And even getting employment at Deloitte was not an easy task. Because when I came to US, I came on student visa. And jab aap US aate hain, you can come on different visa status, student visa, work visa, or different authorizations. The student visa is when you come in, you go to university, and then after you graduate, you have a 1 year time frame to find a job. And if you find a job, the company has to sponsor your work visa. अगर आपको sponsorship नहीं मिलती है, then you basically have to pack your bags and go back to your home country. So it was really important for me to be the top of the class, get extra certifications and all those things to strive for excellence. Because if you go on a journey of coming to America, you really have to strive to get a job. And that's what was really important to me. So coming to America was, of course, an important first step for me. I worked for Deloitte. It's a big consulting company, worked for them for several years in auditing function. So I would travel to internal audits, IT audits, and that gave me the experience and exposure of dealing with executives in different organizations. So I would go in with my team and do IT audits, operational audits, safety audits, all of those things. Then after that, I transitioned and I worked for an oil and gas company called Transocean. Maybe you have heard a few years back in US, in Gulf of Mexico, there was this BP oil spill that happened where the oil rig actually went down in the Gulf of Mexico. The rig that actually went down was the company I worked for, and I would travel off to the rigs and do operational safety environmental audits. And it was a very challenging job. I would travel all over the world, go to Angola, Nigeria, Saudi Arabia. In fact, I came to Bombay as well, went to Kakinada, different locations, and I was doing these audits. And at that time, my job was rotational. I would work 1 month and get 1 month off. So off schedule. So 1 month I would come to Houston and I would have a lot of free time. So I realized, while I'm in free time, let me get my license. So unlike India, where anyone can be an agent, anyone can be a property dealer, you just have to put a board outside your home. In US, there are regulations if you pass an exam, and it's not challenge, it's not difficult, but there are certain licensing guidelines. So I took the exam, got my license, and started doing real estate part-time. And at that time, my business partner is my brother-in-law, who is my sister's husband. His name is Seth, and what you see on the screen is the brand that we use. So he had been doing this for almost 20, 25 years. He was with Remax, and then he lived in Boston, moved to Houston area. So when I got my license, I said, let me join Remax as well. Did that for part-time, 6 to 8 months in 2013. End of 13, I left corporate America and came and started doing real estate full-time. So when he made the team, the first thing, my last name is Seth, which is, from India area. But US mein Seth ka is actually a first name, and they don't say Seth, they say Seth. And first, I was very confused. When I was new to America, and I would go when I went to university, people would ask me, what's your name? And I would say Kunal Seth. I said, Seth? What are you saying? Please spell that for me. And I would spell that for me, S-E-T-H. Oh, you mean Seth? I said, no, my name is Seth. I said, no, your name is Seth. So I had to adapt myself. what they say, when in Rome, be like Romans. So again, I transition again. Now I've got used to it, and we go by the Seth brothers team, and that's a real estate team we have in Houston, Texas area. But coming to America was, it's challenging. You think it's all good, fine and dandy, but you have to cook your own food, you have to clean your own toilet, you have to do everything that you expected to do. But coming, of course, from India, my parents gave me a certain amount of money for first year education, classes, and living expenses. But I wanted to be independent. I want to have my own career, make my own path of success. So in the first semester when I came here, I applied for multiple jobs on campus, knocked on every door, every professor's door, even though I came here to do a master's in a specific field, but I was knocking on chemistry department, physics department, because I wanted to make sure that I got a job. And in US, if you get a job on campus, the tuition fees waived, you get some living expenses. And I was able to crack a few opportunities on campus, and I would earn about $400 a month for my living expenses. And over the next 1 or 2 years when I was in college, even though I had all the money my parents had given me, I put that in the bank, did not touch it. In fact, I wouldn't even eat out. I would walk to school, walk back to home, and I would go grocery shopping by bus, carry all the grocery bags. So I've gone through all those. And when I graduated and when I got a job at Deloitte, I actually took all the money and gave it back to my parents. Because I believe, a lot of people say you got to have financial discipline. And financial discipline is, don't spend as much जब आपके पास money नहीं है. But my philosophy is financial discipline is all about having a discipline when you have money. So that's kind of one of my core philosophies of having financial discipline. So journey of corporate America, then got into real estate. And the first company I worked for was Remax, which I believe is also in India. And me and my team were with them for about 6-7 years. And in 2018, end of 2018, we transitioned, left Remax and moved over to EXP. So as a Remax agent moving over to EXP, we had to have certain amount of success. We had a certain amount of vision for growth of future. And we realized that when you have a long-term success plan, you have to align yourself with a company organization, which is aligned with the long-term vision, which is what I'm going to be talking about today. But more about the team, we have 35 team members, listing team, operations team, transaction team, and all of those. So Houston, Texas has a lot of agents, a lot of property dealers. And again, while you have to take an exam, it's relatively easy to get your license. So as of last week, Houston has over 50,000 licensed agents in Houston. It's a lot of realtors for one market. It's very, very competitive. So when we were new, we had to create a niche for ourselves and differentiate ourselves from other realtors, other agents, which is where we said, how do we create a kind of niche for ourselves? One thing we did was, in India, you call them builders, developers, where you call it the primary market. US maybe same thing. We have developers and builders, a lot of new construction, they build homes. Now the building methodology in US is very different from India, where in India it's made of brick and mortar. यहाँ पर सारे घर wood के बनते हैं, and it's sheet rock. But the build process over here takes about 6 to 8 months. So you can have a 5,000 square feet home or 7,000 square feet home. They can build a home in about 6 to 8 months, whereas in India, sometimes it can even take years. So when we were new, we wanted to create a niche for ourselves, and we targeted a lot of builders and developers. We believe that if you want to be successful, instead of creating partnership with a buyer or a seller, the strategy is that you partnership करें with an organization or a company, which in this case could be a builder developer. So when we were new, there were a lot of other agents who had preferred realtor or agent status with these builders developers, which means in the US market, अगर कोई buyer जाता है into a sales office, कहता है, what, I want to buy an apartment or a house, and I have a house that I need to sell, and I'm not working with an agent, then they would say, well, why don't you call one of our preferred realtors, preferred agents? And then that's how they get the leads. Now, to get into that strategy of getting referred, we had to demonstrate to all these builders that we could add value to them. So we had to learn all the floor plans, walk through all the inventory, and learn about it. So when buyers would come with us to the sales office, we would say, this is the buyer's needs. Here's what they need. Here's a floor plan that would work for them. And what do you have for them? So over the years, we have partnered with a lot of builders, developers, but our team is preferred with them. So buyer walks in, they want to buy a home, have a home to sell. They're not working with the realtor. They say, call the Seth Brothers team. So that was one of the niche we created. Second one was, I mean, of course, my ethnic background is Indian. I moved to US about 20 years back. So I understand the Indian culture really, really well. So few things which are second nature to people in India is completely alien to people in US. So about 6-7 years back, we developed a training program called How to Decode and Win Cultural Buyers. And our focus was on Indian buyers. So me and my brother-in-law, we do a training program. It's for about an hour, 2 hours long. In fact, we do it in the EXP world as well. It's very interactive. In fact, we do a role play. My brother-in-law, he pretends to be a typical American salesperson. I become a typical Indian buyer. I start talking like this and I start head bobbing, doing all those things. It's very interactive, it's humorous, but we talk about nuances of the Indian cultural buyer. For example, we all know Indians love to negotiate. अगर आप कोई चीज आज खरीदने जाएंगे, अगर उसकी market value is 100 rupees, they will market at 125. They would want you to come and negotiate because you want to get a good feel कि मुझे deal मिली. And that's the same mindset when Indians or Southeast Asian move to US. They want to have the feeling that they got a deal, whether they're buying a house or it does not matter. But the American way is very straightforward. If there's a price, that's the price, take it or leave it. So typically an American salesperson would say, this is the price of the house, there's a discount I can give you, 5%, 10%, whatever it may be. And the American buyer would say, that makes sense, and they would buy it. Indian buyer, अगर आप पहले बोल देंगे कि 10% discount है, $10,000 discount है, guess what? Negotiation starts there, it is not finished there. So again, it's a shift in the mindset. We have to train these people about that. Then cultural buyers, Indian buyers, it's a group decision-making process. They have to come with their family members, cousins, uncles, aunts, chacha, chachi, everyone. And these Americans don't understand that. They said, you are the one who's buying a home. You are the one who's taking the loan or mortgage. Who are all these people around you? And they don't have the mindset of engaging with everyone. So we have to train them, coach them. So over the years, we've had a lot of success with all these builders, developers, realtors. We train and coach them. But it comes down to the foundation of the philosophy. Well, this is our core competency. This is a strength that we have. We know the cultural buyers really, really well. And Houston has a lot of cultural buyers. You know, US में अगर आप Indian, Pakistani, you take them as a group, they call them Desis, D-E-S-I, Desis. So a lot of Desis in Houston market. So if I have expertise, I'll say, you know what, let me hold on to it. Why should I share with other agents or property dealers? Because that's something that is value to me. But again, you have to have a mindset of abundance, which is where what you have a knowledge base, if you share with more people, what you're demonstrating is that you're able to share the wealth with other people. And I believe that we live a life of abundance. There's plenty to go around for everyone. So having that mindset of sharing a knowledge base, sharing your expertise with other people, what that allowed us to do was when a builder would call us, hey, Kunal and Sonnet, can you please come and train my sales team how to work with these buyers? We would say, absolutely, yes, but we're going to charge you $10,000. I said, why that kind of fee? Because you know what? Your salespeople will get equipped with tools and applications to work with cultural buyers. Now, I would say, agar aapko objection hai, you don't want to pay me $10,000, then please consider giving me some business or some listing. That's what was a foot in the door. Again, we had to have value proposition to allow these builders to get us the foot in the door. And when we would do these presentations, we would take the whole team. We would say, we are the Seth Brothers team. We have this much success. Consider working with us. So we use that as a tool to create partnership, relationship in the market. And again, in India, there are a lot of builders, a lot of developers, a lot of people who do developments. But that's where you come in, where it's not about just selling the property, but demonstrating value to them. How you do it is going to be a little bit different how you do it in the US. Now, having talked about that, I'll give you a quick snapshot of production and numbers. In 2018, our team was with Remax. We did about 17 million in sales volume, 86 million in 2019, and last year we did about 122 million. It took me some time to figure out the math, but 122 million, I believe the rupee conversion rate today is about 75 rupees. If my math is correct, and Shashank, you can help me if I'm incorrect, it is about 90 crore, 91 crore. Is that correct, Shashank, approximately? I guess if it's incorrect, Shashank, you can jump in and correct me. But that's the kind of volume we did last year. So a lot of production, a lot of numbers, a lot of success. And we closed over 300 units last year. Now, having all this success, it comes down to where I'm at today and what I'm accomplishing. So about a month back, EXP as a company has grown at an exponential rate. So last year, by end of March, we had approximately 26 to 28,000 agents. And today we have over 50,000 agents nationwide, in fact, worldwide. And about a month back, I was on a mastermind call with the leadership team of EXP. So we were 60, 70 of us, and the president of growth of EXP US, his name is Dave, was on that call. And he mentioned that, you know what, we're looking to grow the company. We're going to have 3 regions set up: East region, West region, Central region in America. And we're looking to hiring a unicorn. This person, these 3 resources will help the company grow to the next level. So he asked on the Zoom call, if you know somebody who has a talent to be part of the leadership team, send in your resume to him. And I was on that call. I said, this is an opportunity for me to consider applying for that position to be the regional vice president of growth for EXP company. Now, typically when there's a job opportunity, which I'm sure all of us at some point in time have applied for a job, applied for an internship, and normally what we do is we take a piece of paper, create a resume, and send it over. But in this case, they were looking to hire 3 leaders within the company, and I had to differentiate myself from the other applicants. So what I did was I actually got on a Zoom call just by myself. I made a PowerPoint presentation and recorded myself with a video resume. It's about 8 to 9 minutes long, and I'm happy to share it with you. In those 8, 9 minutes, I talk about my journey, my success, my team, my ethnic background, the success I've had. It was an 8 to 9 minute long video, and set that as my resume profile to the president of growth, to Dave. And then a few weeks later, I got a phone call for an interview, got interviewed by him, by the CEO of the company. And about 3 weeks back, I was hired by EXP as the regional vice president of growth for EXP. And in the central region, we have approximately 20, 21 states that I oversee for growth. Now, in this position, this role, my primary objective is to help other realtors get success and in hiring recruiting people to EXP. And when I took on this role, responsibility, again, I have my own company set for this team, and I show the production. We're doing a lot of business in the Texas market. It's a big shift from what I've been doing and why I'm shifting over. A lot of people have questioned me, are you freaking crazy? You're making so much money over here, the production, success. Why would you give up all of that and go back to corporate America and join as an employee? Because as an employee now, I have to focus on the company's growth more than my personal growth. So it all comes down to the why, which is really critical for all of us on this call today. In India में आप बोलेंगे आप agent हैं, आप property dealer हैं, US में बोलेंगे we are realtors. Either way, whatever you call yourself, when you are meeting someone for the first time, or they do not know what you do, and people ask you, okay, Kunal or Shashank or whoever you are, what do you do for a living? Normally you will say, you know what, I'm an agent, I'm a property dealer, or I'm a developer, I'm a builder. Trust me when I say this, most people do not care what you do. They care why you do it. So when you ask the question, what you do for a living, you really have to outline why is that what you do, and then the what becomes more relevant. So for example, you know, what my philosophy is that I have to be clear, crystal clear about when someone asks me what I do for a living as to why I do it. So I believe everyone needs clarity in life. Some people need clarity in life as to what they should do for a living, where they should live, who they should date or be in a relationship with, but everybody needs clarity. So personally, me, I believe I have a lot of expertise in bringing clarity in a lot of people. In the last 6, 7 years, I've had laser focus in the real estate industry, and I've had thousands and thousands of people make the right financial decision in the real estate industry. And if I can do that for all these people, would that be of value to you if I can demonstrate to you how you can make the right financial decision in buying a home, selling a home? Now, if I say that in that manner, it's more impactful that this guy is just not an agent or a realtor, but he has certain passion bringing clarity to people. And that passion, I'm actually bringing into the EXP world, where my passion is bringing clarity to people. So in my local market in Houston, I'm helping single agents join EXP, helping a buyer buy a home, helping a seller sell the home. While it is success, but it's at a very small level. You know, in India, for example, in cricket analogy, you have, you know, the Ranji Trophy, IPL, then you pay for the India team, which is at an international level. So different levels of success. In US, in baseball, they call it minor league and major league. So for all these years, I've been playing in the minor league or local state level cricket, if you can say that. But I want to play at a national level, at an international level. And that opportunity of being with EXP is allowing me to do that. So last few weeks, I'm talking to big brokers, big agents, big groups in the national level and helping them transition from Remax's, Keller Williams, other organizations over to EXP. Now, even though they are not part of my revenue share, it's the agent who brought them to me that I'm helping recruit for them. But that gives me a lot of satisfaction, a lot of success. Because I believe, we all want financial success, right? So we got in this business because we want to sell properties, sell homes, earn commission, and get success. But what is a true driver? Why are you in it? So for me, I have a young family. I have two boys, 6-year-old and 5-year-old. And it's funny, my team name is Seth Brothers or Seth Brothers, but we're not actually brothers. Like I mentioned, we are brother-in-laws, but my boys are truly Seth Brothers or Seth Brothers. So I do a lot of marketing videos and I put that tagline, the real Seth Brothers over here. So it's all about building a brand, building a legacy. And my vision is that when I'm not here in the next 20, 30, 40, 50 years, I want to leave a legacy for my kids. So while financial success is important to me, I want to demonstrate to the market that Kunal is here to make a difference. And again, it also comes down to being an immigrant, being a brown person, coming to America, working for a top real estate company is one thing, but being part of a leadership team gives another level of satisfaction. So what I would challenge you is this: figure out within you, what's your driver? Why are you doing what you're doing? Do you truly help people buying a home, selling a home? Is that what gives you satisfaction? Is it that you want to make more money, get exponential success? Or what is that you want to do? Any questions about that are coming in? Let me know if I need to pause and answer, okay? Let me see. Okay, I'm not seeing any questions so far, right?
So again, Kunal, I have one question. This is the major question I come across so many times here in India, because in India also so many people are running their own small boutique brokerages, outfits, and the first question come to their mind is, what if, we why we should migrate first thing to EXP, and what will happen to our brand, right? And why we will share our split, while we are making 100% of our commission running our own brokerage. So why one should
absolutely. So the question
migrate to transfer to EXP, correct? And since you are running a successful brokerage in Remax, and you are the right person to answer that question. You have taken that role to shift your entire brokerage to from Remax to EXP. So please.
I understand. So your question, Shashank, is that agar koi agent or team hai, which is very successful in India, why should they leave their own brokerage and join EXP? As we know,
Dharmesh, could you please mute yourself, Dharmesh?
I've muted him. I've got it. Sorry. So your question, Shashank, is that someone is a successful agent in India, whether they're a small company or a big, okay, thank you. Why should they leave and join EXP? So it all comes down to one simple statement, okay, which is one of my core. Cost is a concern when there's lack of value. Whether you're paying 1,000 rupees, 2,000 rupees, or 10,000 rupees to a brokerage or to a team, you have an expense for it. So again, if you have expenses and there's value, you know what to say in India, taraju jo bolte, right? In a weighing scale. So you have expense and you have value. If the cost exceeds the value, you'll question, why should I join EXP or why should I join any brokerage? It's a value proposition. So when we were with Remax, we used to pay a lot of money to the Remax brand, monthly expenses, all of those things. But the value was limited. But I'll backtrack when you're a brand new team. So no matter what you do, it's all about building a brand. And I'll go back and show you again the brand that we have for our team. Give me 1 second. There you go. So if you can see this screen, 1 second, right over here. This brand of me and a brother-in-law that we created, a caricature of us, that's the brand that we have all throughout all our branding marketing. So people knew of us in the market as Seth Brothers team. Piche, we have a Remax or EXP was not as important. So first thing is, if you are a real short agent in the India market, what have you done for the last few years to build your own brand. If you're brand new, what are you doing to build a brand for yourself? Because you want to be known as an organization or as a team that's successful in your market. Now, having said that, the cost always becomes a concern. So the question is, if you're a successful team or organization in India market, why should you even consider joining EXP? And most of you on this call are already with EXP, but you may be prospecting other brokerages or builders or developers joining EXP. So one thing I'll tell you is, again, my knowledge base is a little bit outdated because I left India about 20, 21 years back, but I believe it's still a true statement. In India, when you say I work for an MNC, multinational company, or I work for an international company, it holds certain weightage. And again, I'm not judging it, I'm making a very generic statement, but in India, हर कोई agent है, हर कोई property dealer है. किसी ने PCO खोला, which used to be a common thing a few years back when we had no cell phones, they would put a sign, I'm Gupta ji, I'm Sharma ji, मैंने अपनी property dealer की shop खोल ली है. Again, very, very unprofessional. So having said that, now if you say, well, I'm a real estate organization and I'm partnered with a global company that has over 50,000 agents, we have policies, procedures, systems, and we also have training mentorship that allows me to bring my business to the next level of success. What you're creating for yourself is street credibility, which means that you're saying, well, you've known me for all these years as a successful realtor in a market, whether you're in Delhi, Bombay, wherever you're at. But now with having the backing of this international company, that's a global company, I have a back force of transaction support, marketing support, all those things. Again, I believe having a brand behind you is critical, but what comes in forefront is your own marketing, your own branding. Prashant, is this making sense? Am I able to answer your question?
Yeah, absolutely, Kunal. And I always, mention that EXP is a life-changing platform for all of us, for all the realtors here in India. And as you mentioned, things are getting organized in India. I just wanted to keep you updated since you have left the country so long back. So now things are getting regulated. The government has also tried and initiated, some of the regulations by introducing RERA licensing for the realtors, developers, so that the end user can deal with the right set of people and their interest should be taken care of. So please continue, Kunal. I'm sorry, please.
No, that's right. So again, the challenge is this: India has a lot of agents, a lot of property dealers. The good news is EXP has been a successful brokerage in America for over a decade, over 10 years. And when it was new, a lot of people questioned ki EXP kya hone wala, it's going to be busted out. So I'll share my screen again. Give me 1 second. I'll share with you. So most of you have already gone through the presentation and know about EXP, but primarily when you look at some companies like Circuit City, and these are US-based companies. Blockbuster is a movie renting company. Circuit City is a company that has an electronic store. And all these companies have gone in the graveyard. Netflix came along, Amazon came along, because now if you want to buy a computer or buy something, in India, you have these online companies, eBay, where you go and buy stuff from. The same thing, EXP is a virtual company. Now, what makes EXP unique is that you could be sitting at home, you could be sitting anywhere and do a transaction. So again, last year or so, we are dealing with the pandemic. And again, if you're a small brokerage, whether you're in US or India, if there's pandemic, curfew lagawa, which I believe in Delhi right now, you have a 2-week curfew. When you have the curfew going on, if you do a transaction and if you want to get paid, agar sare offices band hain, how are you going to get paid? Now, as an agent, whether you're with Remax or a big company in India, last thing you want is you work hard, do a transaction, and you don't get paid. So the virtual platform EXP allows us to have a seamless organizational growth success where no matter what the market conditions, whether there's pandemic, whether there's a hurricane, storm, whatever, our business continues to work. But beyond that, if you look at these numbers, in 2009, we have 25 agents, period. In 2019, 25,000 agents. Last year, 31,000. Today, we have over 50,000 agents. And the people in India, when you're joining in, you're coming at a very early stage of joining a fastest growing company in real estate in the world. And when you come and you're an early adapter, are you taking a risk? Absolutely, yes. In fact, when we left Remax and joined EXP 2 years back, EXP was not a big brand in the Texas market. They're relatively new, but we could foresee the future success that we could have with EXP, from revenue share, from the stock options, and of course, from having market share. So we took the risk and we left a big brokerage called Remax. And what's funny is at Remax, we had a team of 12 to 13 team members. And when we left Remax, most of our team members stayed back at Remax. And we left with just 5 people, me, my brother-in-law, 2 operational admin staff, and 1 agent. And by that time, we had leased 6,500 square feet space office in Houston for our own office and operations. And people said, these guys have gone crazy. They're going to crash and burn. Who the hell gets 6,000 square feet space? They don't even have 16 members. And I said to them, you know what, don't worry about us. We'll do what we need to do. And again, we have to be clear about our vision for growth and success. And today we have 35 team members. Within EXP, we recruit over 126, 128 people in our revenue share model. While we have a lot of success from getting commission earned, but we earn a lot of money from revenue share, which most of you should already know about because you're with EXP, that a realtor that you recruit, who is no matter where they're at, if they do a transaction, if they close a deal, you get paid. So again, like it or hate it, we all are in this business for financial success. There are certain variables that are not in your control or my control. अगर आपके नरेंद्र मोदी अगले 1.5 महीने के लिए बंद करते मार्केट को कि कर्फ्यू लग गया है, can you sell a property? Potentially not. But would that mean you would not have bills to pay? You still have bills to pay. So that's the model of EXP, is allowing you to create passive income opportunity without potentially actually selling homes. Now, again, I'm not saying deviate from your core competency. If you guys are realtors or agent, you should be selling home because that's your core business. At the same time, having opportunities to influence people, attract people into EXP is a key to long-term success. And I'll share some numbers with you. Being in a leadership role, I have access to more data information. I personally know people who are earning $500,000 to $800,000 a month in revenue share. That's a lot of money. Firstly, for me, I'm earning around $7,000 to $8,000 US dollars a month in revenue share. This is just passive income coming to me. At the same time, I shared with you, my team did over 120 million in sales volume in 2020. So that success is happening. But I spend 25, 30% time in agent attraction. So that's what I'm talking about today. You have to realize the long-term vision of this company. And again, I'm going to share with you another slide. Look at all these countries on the map. India opened up in October, November timeframe. We opened Portugal, France, UK, Canada, Mexico, Australia. Every few months, the leadership team of international growth is opening different markets. Now, who's stopping you to sit in your backyard, wherever you live in India, and constrain yourself from marketing yourself over there? Get on Facebook, which is a global reach, create marketing videos, reach out to your friends, whether they're in Middle East, in Sri Lanka, Dubai, wherever they're at. You have to think as though you're a CEO of your company. What are the different income streams you can create for yourself? Yes, you are an agent, you're a property dealer or a realtor, you have to sell homes. That has to be a core competency. But unless you are positioning yourself for long-term success, it'll be a challenge. Now I'll share with you another slide. This is just a ticker from Google. You can Google search today. EXP is listed on Nasdaq. About a year back, our stock was trading around $4, and today's at $36. That's over 900% increase in the stock value. And what EXP says is that if you're a successful agent, if you cap in India or US, and at year end, you actually get the money back in EXP stock. Now, as an agent sitting in India, if you can get stock of a company that's listed on Nasdaq by just doing what you expect to do, which is selling homes, that's a huge value. And again, the amount of financial success people have by just getting stock is incredible. I know people who have millions of dollars sitting in their retirement account through this EXP stock. So again, EXP has a lot of values. That was one I want to talk about. But let me go to the next slide, which is really critical, which is about learning, leading, and then earning. So most of us, whether we are agents now or we've just joined the business, we all want to earn money. Like, how do I make an extra dollar or extra rupee, become a lakpati or a crorepati, right? That's all our vision and goal. But the foundation is, unless you learn, and then if you do not lead, it's challenging to earn. What I mean by that is, while I had a great understanding of the EXP model, I've been with EXP for about 2.5 years. I thought I knew it all and I was a rock star. But about a month back, when I've joined the leadership team as the regional vice president of growth, I'm realizing my knowledge base is here and I have so much to learn about the company. Now, when I'm interacting with the directors, VPs, and department heads, I'm looking at organization from accounting perspective, finance perspective, IT, all of those things. I'm realizing there is so much more about EXP that are not known. And had I known about those things a year or 2 years back, I probably would have had even more success. And like I mentioned, I have about 128, 129 people in my revenue share model. I probably would have had a few thousand, if not more. So what I was missing out was I was too focused on transactions, building my team, doing real estate deals, and which is really important, but I should have given some more time in learning more about EXP. And what's really amazing is while you guys are sitting in India, again, we're engaging today on the Zoom call through this platform. And if you asked me a year and a half back, somebody said, get on Zoom, I would have thought, I believe in India, एक scooter या mobile आती है Zoom करके. I would have thought about that, right? I wouldn't have thought about Zoom as a platform to engage through this, web camera. But on Zoom or through EXP World, every day we have live training, live seminars. We have different department heads talking about EXP, and I've learned so much. But that opportunity to learn is at your fingertips. Shashank or leadership team is not going to spoon feed you beta, seek lo, and John lo, pitma success aayegi. You have to be a self-learner. You have to go out and say, what do I need to do to learn about the EXP model? Or be somebody who has all the knowledge base. Again, spoon feeding is good, but it'll take you so far. So what I've learned, I wish I'd learned that before or earlier in the last 2 years, I would have been more successful. So while you guys studying in India, get on these calls, get on EXP World, log on every day. Again, you have your India model where you go in and get your training, get all those things over here, which is what we're doing today. But every day we have live seminars, live training, which is done by US-based people. Again, US market has been open for over a decade. So we talk about strategies, prospecting, getting deals done, marketing, learn those concepts. And that concept is not relevant to you, make it relevant, because who's stopping from taking strategies from India, taking them to US, right? It's just thinking out of the box. So that's your learning. Second aspect of being successful is leading. So if I'm a brand new agent and I get the model of EXP and learn it, but in my life, I have never led people, directed people, or managed people. Now I talk to a big broker or an agent or agency in India, say, you know what, please, apni dukaan band kariye and come join EXP. Agar aap unko bolenge, would they want to listen to you? I said, I'm sorry, who the hell are you? And why should I listen to you? So you have to demonstrate skills that you have led people, managed people, and you have influenced people. So influencing people is not an easy thing to do. But if you are a successful agent or a realtor or a property dealer in India, you have influenced people in making that decision of listing a home or buying a property. Now you take those skills and apply them agent attraction, where you say, you know what, here's what I've done the last few years. I have been successful as an agent, as a developer. Here's the success I've demonstrated in the market. Itni deals kariye aapne, crore ki, whatever it may be. But over the years, I've impacted so many people positively. So when I talk to potential agents, I don't say recruit 125 agents. I said I have influenced thousands of people make the right financial decision in the real estate industry. Now, they could be buyers, or they could be sellers, but it's in the industry. So I'm using that as a platform for attracting talent. And when I'm leading those people, in the end, what am I going to do? I'm going to earn some money. So again, all of us need some level of financial success. We're not in it just to pay our bills or to get minimal success. We want exponential success, but you really have to take the time and effort to learn. And once you learn, then you lead, and then you earn. Does it make sense so far? Any questions, Shang, that are coming through? Okay, I want to say the last 10 minutes for Q&A. So I'll come down and share with you my favorite motivational quote. If you're working on something exciting that really you care about, you don't have to be pushed. The vision pulls you. So you have to have crystal clarity what your vision of success is. And if you see, how is the EXP model or being an agent or being in real estate aligned with your long-term vision? Because if you don't have clarity of your own vision, what you want to accomplish, guess what's going to happen? You're going to be just another person who is an agent or property dealer, and you may not be as successful. So I'll pause here, and I have 10 minutes left over here for this call. I'll allow you guys to ask me questions. So you can either type in or unmute yourself, Shashank, if you want to moderate it, please go ahead and ask me questions.
Yeah. So Kunal, there's one question from one of our agent, and he wanted to know, how EXP is different from Remax. Since you have experience for both the companies, so I think you can take it. Yeah.
Absolutely. So, and who asked this question? What's the person's name?
His name is JP Ajmera.
JP Ajmera. Hey,
Yeah.
JP Ajmera. So basically, आपका question है कि Remax or EXP क्या फर्क है? It's very, very simple. When you look at an organization, some companies are franchise-based company, some are independently operated. What I mean by that is, even in India, अगर आप जाते हैं to a McDonald's, there cannot be two McDonald's next to one another. And when you join a McDonald's or go down at McDonald's, the franchise owner gets certain money, but they have to pay certain fees to the franchise owner of McDonald's. Same thing, your Remax, Century 21 are franchise-based companies. So for example, if I was in India today and I wanted to open a Remax franchise, I would have to pay lakhs and lakhs of rupees to a Remax company to open the franchise. So that's an expense for me. Now, अगर मैंने franchise खोल ली Remax की, next thing I'll say, come agents, come join Remax, come join the office. I'll charge a monthly fee. I'll have a commission split. I'll have all those things. My goal objective would be to recover the expenses that I'm paying to Remax and make an extra rupee or extra dollar, right? So you have a cost structure. You have to have more income coming off from that. The way EXP is different, we do not have a franchise model. Agar aap, I'm not sure where you live, maybe you live in Delhi, Bombay, Calcutta, wherever you live. You can basically go out, rent office building or buy buildings and open EXP offices wherever you want to. There's no gridlock of having EXP office at any location. You can in fact have two EXP offices across the street. आप जयपुर से, okay, in fact, I went to Mayo College, Ajmer, not too far from you. So when you're with EXP, आपको lakhs of rupees नहीं दे रहे हैं to EXP. The cost of doing business is minimal. And again, I understand in India, you pay 2,500 rupees, which if you go to a nice barista or someplace in Delhi or India, that's the cost of a coffee, right? That's what you pay your monthly fee. Now, as an agent, you could have agent attraction, you could have brokerage, you can open a shop everywhere. So when there's no franchise-based model, this company is agent owned. And when it's agent owned, the cost is low. You get to keep most of the money in your pocket. And as agents, the higher the cost, guess what you're doing? You have less money for your own branding and marketing. So the more money stays in your pocket, you can spend on your own strategies and all those things. I'm giving you a quick answer, but at a high level, Remax is a franchise-based company. EXP is not. You can be anywhere, wherever you are. Does that kind of make sense? Shashank was able to answer the question?
Absolutely. You have covered it very correctly. And I just wanted to add, there are so many propositions, what makes us different, one thing is there are so many questions, like someone has taken a franchisee for Remax, but at the end of the day, the mindset of that person is again, Indian. The strategies he's using is again, the local, like Indian mindset. What makes us different, all operations are controlled and managed by, our US operations. So this is 100% owned subsidiary of a US-based company, which is EXP World Holdings, which is a listed entity also. So there's a great opportunity to collaborate, learn, and earn and grow in your network. So there's one gentleman called Urjun Daruwala. Hi, Urjun, are you there? You wanted to ask something?
Yeah, hi, good evening. Good evening to everyone.
Yes, please.
So very powerful session. I'm so blessed to be here. Sir, my question is only this much, that I have joined EXP just 2 to 3 days earlier. And I'm into residential and commercial in Mumbai. And now that I've come on this platform, I'm getting the gist after this session of yours also, okay, what exactly I've joined. How do I go about it as a fresher? And if I want to do it in global, how do we start and from where do we start?
So Mr. Darwala, आपका question है कि if you're a new agent with EXP in Bombay market, where do you start and what you do? Is that your question?
जी sir, कैसे करना अगर global जाना हो तो?
So it's very simple. I'm sure everybody on this call knows what Facebook is, right? I'm going to make that assumption. So Facebook has an application which is created for work, which is called Work Chat and Workplace. So as an agent, we all have access to Workplace, which is on your phone or on your computer, which is like Facebook, but for work. On that Workplace and Work Chat, we have all 51,000 agents over there. It's like Facebook, you see posts, you see all those things. So what I would suggest to you, Mr. Darwala, because you're new, learn about the company very well. Go on Workspace, read the posts, read the chats, engage with people. You can find anyone, including myself, in that space.
Right.
A lot of people there. Second thing, what I would suggest, आप जो करिए, you know what? There's a saying, you know, एक मेंढक होता है जो well में रहता है, and the frog thinks that's the world, right? So you live in the financial capital of India, which is in Bombay, and again, you must have different mindset, but think big, think global, right? And that's the question that you have. The way you can think global is by engaging with a lot of people. And one thing is, Indians and Desis, we are all over the world. Pick any country, we are there. So today, EXP is in 12 to 30 different countries. Go on EXP, look up who's in which country, find somebody who's the same ethnic background as you and ask them, listen, I'm in Bombay, you may be in South Africa, Canada, or another market. Engage with them. Listen, this is how I'm running my business, or I want to run my business in the Bombay market. Can you share with me how you're running your business in your market? Engage with them. And this is where the global platform at EX will allow you to engage with people at a global level. Now, what you learn from them, all of that may not be relevant to your Bombay market, but you never know. Something they may say or engage with you may click a light bulb in your mind. You may say, you know what, this makes sense. I can apply that effectively in your Bombay market. Does that kind of make sense, Mr. Darwala?
Yes, sir. So much. Thank you so much. And I'll be connecting with you soon. Thank you so much. More power to everybody.
Kunal, just wanted to let you know, Mr. Daruwala is coming from most glamorous, industry in India. This is Bollywood. So he's having a good experience, good exposure in that market. So I think I'm sure he will do great at global level, and that is why he's more curious, to getting know about the international markets.
Thank you, Shashank. That's very kind of you.
Yeah. Thank you.
What other questions do we have, Shashank?
Yeah, so let's take one last question, like mentioned about passive income. So there's one question from Sachin Taneja, and I know this gentleman coming from a very great experience. Like you mentioned about passive income, can that become a main business for me in EXP? I have a passion to market. Sachin Taneja.
Sure. So Sachin, what you're basically asking is EXP has a model of creating revenue share income. Can that become your primary income source rather than selling properties or selling all those things? The quick answer is yes, and absolutely yes. So now that I'm in leadership team at EXP, I have access to a lot of data and information. So within EXP, we have different groups, and one top group is called the Alpha Group. And these guys have 10 to 15,000 people that they brought into EXP the last 5 to 7 years. And these guys are making $500,000 to $700,000 a month in revenue share. Are they selling any homes? No, they're not. In fact, they live in Puerto Rico and they just have income coming in. And what I'll tell you is this, while there is an opportunity for you to get success from agent attraction, being an influencer and bring people under you, but my recommendation would be, if you're new to the company, don't just focus on that. Because when you talk to somebody, if you don't have any transaction success or real estate success, they will look at you as, you know what, this guy is just trying to recruit me because he wants to make money off of me. So when I talk to people, I say, you know what, my team has done this much business, transaction, commission on. By the way, I'm with EXP. Do you want to consider switching and joining EXP? So your demonstration of value would be critical, but to answer your question, absolutely, yes, you can do that. As a strategy, what I do, and I can share with you, while I prospect agents to join me where I can earn commission from revenue share, I also attract a lot of influencers in my downline. So for example, Houston, Texas, a lot of Desi people, Indians, and we have a lot of Desi or Indian radio show channels, and they play Bollywood music all the time. So there's this person who owns these multiple radio stations, and he's a celebrity. In fact, he has a lot of concerts. He brings actors like Salman Khan, Shah Rukh Khan from India to US, Amir Khan, all these guys, and he has all these concerts. Well, guess what I did? A month and a half back, I sat down with him and said to him, you know what? You are an influencer in the Texas market. You have access to people at a global level, including India and Southeast Asia. I think you should consider getting a license, joining EXP. And when you join EXP, when you talk about that, you can create another income stream for yourself. Now, that person is an influencer that I'm going to bring on in my EXP downline. And that's a person who will help me make more money. Now, in time, in 2, 3, 4, 5 years, potentially I'll be making more money in revenue share versus what I'm making as an agent or as a property dealer or as a realtor. At that time, I may not have to work 7 days a week. I can take a back seat, work 2, 3 days. So you should certainly strategize of attracting talent, attracting influencers under you. But I would say at least create a foundation of real estate transaction success that will help you get to the next level of agent attraction. Does that make sense? Sachin was able to answer your question?
Yes, yes, absolutely right. So basically you need to lay the foundation and then work towards it and leverage that as a experience to get more people into the background. I'm a scenarian, so my gift of the gab is quite exponential, and I can influence people in my own way quite a bit. So I worked with Shashank at Sotheby's, and then initially I've been in business for 25 years as a construction company. Anyway, yes, that's a very good idea. So spend more time in EXP, get the action rolling, and then roll it over onto the passive active business. Thanks, Kunal. Thanks, sir.
So
just for everyone, yeah, Kunal, just for your information also, Sachin is, one of the most, I can say, like top producing agent in Sotheby's, and he is into ultra luxury secondary home market specialist in India, and he's having great connections all over India and international also.
Excellent.
Please.
And Sachin, you mentioned that you're from Sanar. So again, a boarding school connection that you have there for life. So I'm from Mayo. I'm a Mayoite, and our Mayo network is incredible. It's
yeah. We have a super network. Yeah.
Correct. So now what you're doing is you are influencing people and telling them, you know what? All you got to do is join EXP. You could be doing anything in your life from your Sanar network. Once in the system, now if they refer you somebody who wants to buy a home, sell a home, legally you can give them a referral fee, which is what we are operating over here. But for example, someone, your neighbor or friend says, hey, they want to sell a home and they sell a home with you, legally you cannot give them a commission or something. But if they're with EXP and they start referring you business, guess what? You can legally pay them. So in fact, I'm recruiting doctors, physicians into EXP. I say, you know what, you're a doctor, you meet patients all the time, you refer me business anyways, well, join the EXP system, I'll pay you a referral fee when you refer me business. So again, it's a mindset of how do you engage with people, influence them to get in the system, because once they're in, then you can create financial success for both for them and for yourself.
Thanks, Kunal.
Absolutely, Kunal. Thank you so much. And you gave us a very, good piece of advice about the referral, recruiting doctors, CAs and lawyers. So this is a great opportunity for everyone out there. So you can network your, doctors, your lawyers and CAs and ask them, for the referrals, or maybe you can convince them, to be a part of EXP, and then you can legally pay them a referral. So Kunal, thank you so much. There are a couple of more questions coming in, but we are running out of time and I can see your busy calendar. So thank you so much for taking this session and sharing, your experience, your journey with us. And it's very inspirational. I must say the kind of success you have achieved over the period of years, 20 years, you are one of the most successful, I can say like mega team in US. And now you are a part of EXP Realty family. And I truly look forward for similar kind of interactions as we go forward on a monthly or on time to time basis. So guys, one request, those who wants you to thank Kunal, please write in the chat box. And thank you so much, everyone, for taking time and attending this session. I hope this is going to be, useful, and you can take some good learnings from here, and you can try to implement here in India as well.
And Shashank, thank you for giving the opportunity to engage with people. I tried hard to keep 70-30% ratio in English and Hindi, but somehow my brain is wired to speak more English. So I apologize for that. But again, it's all about engaging and leveraging each other to get more success. There's abundance of opportunities and business success, whether you're in India or wherever you live. But the more you can get success is from connecting with people. I'm on Workspace, I'm on Work Chat with EXP. If you have questions, you further engagement you want to do with me, reach out to me. I'm happy to engage with you and bring you more success. Shashank, thank you again for giving the opportunity. Yeah, guys, have a nice evening and happy Ram Navami to everyone.
Thank you, Kunal. Thank you, everyone. Bye-bye.